A strategic portfolio of programs, projects, and initiatives has balance and delivers value. But how do you assemble a strategic portfolio that can do both these things? I want to share with you a framework I learned long ago called DDAPM. DDAPM stands for Destination, Direction, Alignment, Prioritization, and Management. So we're going to talk about those one at a time. Destination. You need to start building your strategic portfolio by understanding your organization's strategic destination, where it's going. And you're going to get that from documents like the mission statement, the vision statement, and other high-level strategic planning documents that the organization's produced. These will draw in things like market assessments and assessments of capacity and capabilities and threats and opportunities on the horizon. These documents are also likely to document an analysis of forecasts of the market and society as a whole in many sectors. Direction. Next, you need to determine the direction in which the organization needs to travel so that it can hit its destination. What changes will it need to make to its policies, to its processes, to its capabilities, its staffing, its products and service lines, its technology, its geography, its logistics, its structure, its asset base, of course, its culture. It will need to make changes to some, possibly even all of these to reach its destination. And each change will give rise to one or possibly more projects and programs. Alignment. Next, you need to create an outline for all of these projects and programs and make sure that they are all aligned to the same strategic direction. Equally, you also have to make sure that they don't overlap with one another, nor indeed conflict with one another. That is to say, you don't want two projects or programs aiming to do partially the same thing, and you certainly don't want two projects or programs that will work against one another, cancelling out the value of the investment of both. However, at an advanced level, there may be a justification for some strategic redundancy. That is to say, deliberately creating projects and programs which are aiming to do the same thing. This, of course, adds to the cost. But if these projects and programs are trying to do something very difficult, then having different approaches to it reduces the risk of failure. If one project or program fails, the other may succeed. So, like with all portfolio investments, sometimes we make investments in things that we don't necessarily expect to succeed. It's just that we don't know which things will succeed and which will fail. So we spread our investment over a number of options. Likewise, you may also consider some strategic misalignment. Because you can't know for sure what the future may bring, setting a single destination and investing all of your resources in getting to that might mean that changes in the future mean that all of your projects are pointing in the wrong direction. By investing in an appropriate number of projects and programs which might take your organization in a different direction or prepare it for a sudden change of direction, you may be building in a level of resiliency, but again at a cost. There is always a cost to balance risk and reward. Prioritization. Next, you need to prioritize your basket of projects and programs. You are unlikely to be able to invest in all of them, and certainly not going to be able to invest in all of them in one go now. Largely, that is due to the limited capacity of most organisations to absorb change or even to deliver it. It may simply be the fact that you haven't got the cash available to make those investments. So you have to think about the relative importance of each possible project or programme and of its urgency. The importance assessment will give you an indication of which projects and programmes you will definitely do, which ones you are very likely to do, and which ones you are likely to put on the back burner and never return to. The importance parameter also sets you up to be able to manage your budget according to importance, to invest more in the more important projects and programs and less in the less important ones. But prioritization should also look at urgency and sequencing. Which projects and programs will you do first? Which ones will follow on and which ones need to be later? Part of this is about the urgency. We need some stuff soon because of what's happening, and other is about sequencing. Some projects and programs need other things to happen to enable them, and those enabler projects and programs therefore need to happen first. Their intrinsic value may be low, but their ability to enable other things may make them important and urgent. In determining your priorities, there are a number of things that you need to consider. Value, which is a combination of cost and benefit. Risk, which comes from things like scale and complexity and novelty. Are you trying to do something that you've done before, or something that you've never done before, or even something that nobody has ever done before? Strategic importance. Does this project or program create a core asset, or is it some form of enabler for some project or program that will? Or is it peripheral to your main strategic thrust? And of course, some projects are tactical. We need them in the short term to fix short-term problems. And some of them are about spreading risk by giving us strategic flexibility in the future. Management. Once you have all your projects and programs and you've prioritized them, the next thing is to start scheduling them into the future. And at the outset, for portfolio management, I recommend that you schedule them into blocks with a precision of no more than a quarter, 3 months, maybe even 6 months or a year level of precision. You can create a very simple strategy chart showing all of the projects and programs and initiatives as simple blocks with that low level of precision, but showing you the overall picture of your portfolio and how it will evolve and develop over a period of 3, 5, maybe even 10 years. Of course, a portfolio that spreads as far into the future as 10 years is likely to change during that time, but that's fine, because that's what rolling wave planning is all about. The next management task is to allocate key personnel to the projects and programs so that they can take them forward. And critical to this are your project or program sponsor and your project and program manager. Once you have these two things, your projects and programs have what they need to start to create a life of their own for the project and program manager working with their sponsor to move them forward in a planned way against the master plan, the strategic chart that you've created. Now, the portfolio function is to consider the governance of these projects and programs, their oversight and strategic decision-making capacity. This means some top-tier strategic portfolio, program or project management board or steering group, and the allocation of portfolio, program or project management office support to make sure that the programs and the projects have the support and the guidance that they need. PMOs can provide a lot to support your programs and projects, and I've done a video about that and I'll put a link in the description. But the kind of support they can provide is good practice, assurance, staffing, services, data collection, and consolidated reporting. So, the creation of a portfolio follows 5 very simple steps. Figure out the destination for your organization and thus the direction that the changes you make will take that organization in. Then create projects and programs that are aligned to that direction and prioritize them so that you can understand which ones are more and less likely to happen and what sequence and timing is going to be appropriate for each one before you move to managing the delivery of each of those projects and programs. Please do give this video a like if you've enjoyed it and learned from it. I'll be making loads more great project management videos for you, so please do subscribe to the channel and hit the bell so you don't miss any of them. And I look forward to seeing you in the next one.